What the heck is up, you guys? It's your boy Ace, aka Animated Heroes, here, back with another action figure review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the SH Figuarts Naruto Shippuden Madara Uchiha exclusive edition. Let's go ahead and take a look at this guy, because I'm excited for this one. Now, starting off with the sexy packaging, as you guys can see, it does follow the theme of the new Naruto figures that we have been getting. It does say event exclusive right there. SH Figuarts, you got the window where you can see the figure. This thing looks painted beautifully. I can't wait to bust this figure out. You got an image of Madara right there on the side. It says his name right there. Naruto Shippuden right there. Tamashii Nation's at the bottom. Bandai event exclusive. Really love that image along the side. Then, of course, you can see the figure right here. Nothing much going on top. We got a dope image of him right there on the bottom. That looks really nice. On this side, we have a full body image of him using the Uchiha fan, getting ready to do a jutsu. And then, of course, on the back, you've got some poses you can get the figure into, and then not really much on the bottom that anyone cares about. So let's go ahead and bust this guy open, man, because like I said, I am really excited for this one. Now, straight up, before I get to this figure, there is something I want to mention. First, I have to give a big shout out to the Mezco King himself, Fabio or Fabster. He sent me this figure. He picked it up at SDCC for your boy, and I am appreciative of it. So yeah, he sent me all kinds of stuff, like this card with his gorgeous face on there. And then here's all of his social media for you guys that need this. I already have it. I mean, I've got all his information, but he sent it anyway. And then, of course, he did send some articulated comic book art, like stickers, and he sent me a pin, which I have right here. And then, of course, he sent me this little pamphlet or whatever, and it kind of outlines what ACBA is and all that good stuff. So if you guys are interested in checking that out, go ahead and check them out. Articulated comic book art has been around for a while, and I'm sure you guys already know what it is. But if you don't, for the people that just watch my reviews to see if you want to pick up a figure and you don't know about ACBA, definitely go check it out. It is really cool. Not my thing, but it's definitely dope. So anyway, let's go ahead and dive into the figure. Finally, taking a closer look. Now, taking a closer look at this guy, the first thing I want to say is, if you're someone who's questioning if this repaint is worth the pickup, my answer to you is yes. Just because this thing looks so much better than the original. So much better than the original. The colors on this guy are a lot more saturated, and it really makes the figure pop. And this is something I've been saying for a while. When it comes to paint can really make or break a figure. You can like something more even if the articulation and accessories aren't that great, just because the paint on it looks good. And that's usually the case with any kind of event exclusive or SDCC whatever release. That just makes or breaks certain figures. And this is one of those where, if you've seen the original review, this isn't the best figure, but it's still great. Now, one thing I do want to show off is this guy next to the original. You guys see the difference. This one, I mean, obviously I've had this guy for a long time, so paint's kind of faded. He probably has a little bit of dust on him. I can't tell, which sucks because I've actually been posing this figure around, but now I'm going to be posing this guy around. Anyway, like I said, the colors are more saturated. You can see the navy bluish purple color for his clothing really pops out a lot more. Then we don't even have to talk about the red. The candy painted red looks so good, man. So good. And then when it comes to the hair on this guy is like a gray black color. On this one, it's almost like a blue, and you don't really notice it until you have them side by side. You don't notice that this looks almost incorrect, but it still looks great, man. I'm not about to complain. Now, when it comes to the faces on these Rinnegan faces, the eyes on this one kind of pop open a bit more, like his eye looks a little bit wider, versus the eyebrows are painted on this one almost like narrow. So it looks like he's kind of squinting his eyes a bit. Either way, I mean, that's fine. Obviously, you're going to be able to swap the faces if you want the more wide-eyed look. You can totally do that. But I did want to mention that just in case some people want to know if the faces are different. And I think I'll show them all side by side when I get to the accessories. But the only issue I have is the feet. They are still not the best at painting the feet. And I don't know. I don't really like the feet on either of these. It looks like they gave it their best shot. And I know this was probably difficult, especially with the articulation being added. But overall, this is a dang good looking figure, I have to say, man. And I'm glad I got this because this guy's getting to the point he's kind of wore out. Somewhere this part fell off when I picked him up, and I think it's just because I've dropped this figure a couple of times and it's at the point it's reaching its limit. So this guy will soon be going in the box, and this guy will be taking over. Now, when it comes to the height of this figure, nothing has changed about the original, but for you that need to know, to the top of his head, he stands just a tad bit over 6 inches, which is perfectly fine. It means he's going to fit in scale with all the other Naruto figures that I will be showing later in the size comparisons. Now, when it comes to the articulation, this is where we run into our first few problems. Literally the same ones that we had with the original version. He does not look up. He really doesn't look down very much either. And all of that is going to be not just because of the hair, but also because of these pieces right here, which kind of rotate around. Not a lot, not enough to help, but I mean, they do rotate. Now, in terms of the hair, I really hope that they do what they did with the Raditz design, the SH Figuarts Raditz, where when we get the 2.0, they cut a little bit more of this out. Yes, it's going to make it a little bit ugly when you have him standing pose like this, but if you have him facing forward, it is going to help with the articulation. The shoulder pads and everything do lift up, arms do go up and out. You can hit a T-pose just fine. You just kind of got to mess with it a little bit, but it does work. He does have a slight butterfly joint, but it's not the best. If you move it too far, the arms are just going to pop off. He does have a swivel right here at the bicep. Double jointed elbows that can come all the way in for hitting those jutsu poses or whatever you want to do. Hands are on a ball peg, so you don't really get much limitation with these, as you can see, just because of the way they sculpted the end of the glove. Now, as far as the back, actually, I'm going to show you guys. I took that off on purpose, so yeah, we'll keep that in here. But yeah, this does come off and it can get a little bit annoying. But like I said, that was on purpose. In terms of, now that wasn't on purpose, but that's also an issue that we had with the original, where if you move it too much, the bangs will come off. That's one thing I don't like. Now, anyway, back to what I was going to show. As you guys can see back here, he does have a diaphragm joint. It is there, but because of the way this armor is sculpted, I feel like it's completely useless because you can't do anything with it. He doesn't have a swivel or, well, that was on accident, but that's what happens when you try to articulate this guy. But he doesn't have a swivel or a diaphragm joint, so that's not going to work. Actually, let me take these pieces off because I don't want them flopping around while I try to show the articulation. But yeah, basically these are just hinged on. They lift up and down. As far as the skirt piece, it's a soft plastic, but it's still hard enough that it'll kind of get in the way when you try to pose his legs. They go out about that much. He can kick forward, but that hard plastic is going to pull the leg down. It is on a drop down method. It does have a bicep swivel, double jointed knees. He has no rotation right there. Actually, I think, nah, I don't think that's meant to be there. I think it just connects. So we're not going to say that's an articulated piece. Anyway, foot goes down about that much, up about that much, does get really good ankle rocker, and he does have a toe hinge. So from the legs down, pretty good. The arms are decent. The entire core area right here that is considered the middle torso, it's just kind of useless. And I mean, I don't know how they're going to fix that with the new one they release in the future. Hopefully they can just make this 2 pieces and they can make it work, kind of like what they did with the Deathshot figure from the Suicide Squad, I believe is who it was. Was it Deadshot? I don't remember. Will Smith. You guys know what I'm talking about if you know. If you don't, go look it up. You'll see what I'm talking about. But yeah, hopefully they can fix this because I don't like this at all. Now, when it comes to accessories for this guy, they did go all out. Now, remember, I did say that I was going to show the faces side by side from the original. So right here on the left, we have all of the new faces. They pretty much look the same. Literally, the only difference is that the eyes are more squinted on the Renegon face for the newer one than the older one. It just kind of makes him look more creepy on the older one. And so I'll probably be swapping out both of these for different looks. Anyway, he comes with a pair of fist hands, a pair of jutsu hands, a pair of holding hands, a pair of relaxed hands, crossed arms. Then, of course, he comes with this chain right here, which connects these two weapons, which one of them is the Uchiha fan, and then one of these is his scythe. Both of these weapons he used in his fight with Hashirama. And then, of course, the Uchiha fan he actually used in the 4th Great Shinobi War. So I think they did a decent job on the accessories. Pretty much the same ones that come with the original. Nothing new here. Now, moving on to size comparisons, here he is standing next to the brand new SH Figuarts Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura figures. I will say that they do look really good next to him. I have one issue, and that is that Naruto is just too tall. Like, he's taller than Sasuke, which is inaccurate, and then it makes him look really tall when he's standing next to Madara. Unfortunately, I'm sure this is going to be the base Naruto body, meaning probably all Naruto variations that we get are going to be about this height. Now, that being said, the new Naruto figures are being scaled up a tad, so maybe when we get that 2.0 Madara in the future, he'll also be a bit taller. Now, next up, so you guys can get a good look at the side-by-side comparison of these two, here he is standing next to the SH Figuarts original Madara figure, who was impossible to get to stand up. So y'all drop a like for me even making this happen. We have him standing next to the SH Figuarts OG Itachi, of course, and then the SH Figuarts Gaara. Again, drop a like because it was a pain to get Itachi and Madara to stand up. All three of them. Next up, here he is standing next to some more figures from the OG line. We have him standing next to the SH Figuarts Jiraiya-sama, who is 100% perfect figure. I do hope we get another one with updated faces in the future. Maybe a Sage Mode face. That would be amazing. Also, here he is standing next to Minato, or the 4th Hokage, who is a little bit too small. I hope they scale him up to the height that this Madara figure is. And of course, the SH Figuarts Kakashi, who I think the new one that's releasing in December, overseas, is going to probably be about the same height as this one. I don't see them making him too much taller. Lastly, here he is standing next to a Mafex Hush Superman, a Fortnite Hasbro Victory Royal Series Ripley, and then a Figma Demon Slayer or Kimetsu no Yaiba Tanjiro or Gamapoko Kompochiro. Real ones know that. Now, before I get into my final thoughts on this figure, I do want to mention something I believe I forgot earlier. I definitely said thank you to Fabster for this figure, but I don't think I talked about his live streams, which I believe he calls Mezco Mondays, and he does them every Monday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, which I believe is about 5 o'clock on the West Coast. So yes, if you are interested in Mezco, I don't know anyone more passionate about Mezco anything than Fabster, so go check out his live streams. They're really fun. He's always got crazy topics to talk about that I would never in a million years be able to come up with if I did something like that. He's very talented. He's an actor, a host, a writer, and a creator, as you guys can see. All of his information is right here, so go hit him up. He is a great dude. Now, anyway, on to the figure. I think you guys already picked up how I feel about it. This is a very, very beautiful figure. Like, obviously, the articulation is not the best, but as I stated before, it is the same figure. Now, I know some people were like, I wish they would have changed this. They should have gave us a new Madara. Stop being stingy, my guy. This is an event exclusive, meaning that everyone wouldn't have been able to get their hands on it if it was a new figure. The Naruto line has been revived, meaning the possibility for a brand new Madara figure is almost imminent. It's going to happen as long as we support the line. So be grateful for this. If you didn't get it, then fine. You saved yourself some money. As a Naruto fan, I have to have them all. It's like Pokemon. You got to collect them all. That's what the catchphrase used to be. Got to have all Naruto figures. I have them all. Now, that being said, there is one thing I wish that they did do different. Not necessarily give us a new figure, but I do wish that they would have stuck to one particular version of Madara. I said this in the original review, and now since this one is a repaint, I'm going to say it again. I wish that they would have given us a War Arc Madara. What do you mean, Ace? What are you talking about? War Arc Madara from the 4th Great Shinobi War wears closed sandals, meaning they would have had to give us some new sandals. Yes, they could have took those parts from Sasuke, Naruto, or any of the other Naruto figures they've already given us. And what else would have changed? What would have made it a War Arc? If you know Naruto, then you know. But I wish they would have given us the reanimated Madara, where everything around his eyes are black. He has the lines on his face because this, once again, isn't accurate. This reanimated face doesn't go with these shoes. And I know Tamashii Nations is all about accuracy, so this is probably something that they looked over when they originally made the figure. But I wish they would have just gave us a full-blown reanimated Madara. Put some maybe lines right here on the arms where the skin's showing, and then gave us the closed sandals, and then it would have been perfect. Well, you just said you don't want them to give us something new. Once again, we are going to get an updated Madara in the future. It's just going to happen. And so I wish with this figure, they for once would have stuck with one particular version. Maybe that's not something they considered. They probably didn't think about it at all. Who knows? But that just would have made me happy because I would have got some new faceplates and a brand new painted figure. And then for you people who missed out on it, we're going to get the 2.0 in the future versus completely redoing the articulation, making it an event exclusive, people missing out on it. That's the difference. That's the difference between wanting different paint and different sandals versus a brand new figure. It's just brand new paint and some new sandals. But anyway, the reason I know they could have did that is because they gave us a brand new Goku, pretty much. He got a brand new head sculpt and he got a brand new, at least, shirt piece. So I think they could have did that with this Madara. Anyway, I don't want to get into rambling too much. It's a solid figure. You should be able to track it down. He's very good. If you like the original, you're definitely going to like this one. He's going to look 10 times better on your shelf just because of how much better painted he is. Overall, that's my review. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If so, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit the bell icon to be notified whenever I upload new content. And lastly, follow me on everything you see listed in the description below to keep up with my activity outside of YouTube. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe wherever you are, and bye.